This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have seen about Hibernate and we have seen how to create a Hibernate project using Maven. We have created this Hibernate project using Maven and we have added the project dependencies in pom.xml file. That is Hibernate core dependency and one more MySQL connector. Then we have created the entity class employee with this properties, the project class employee with the properties employee ID, employee name and salary, and setters and getter methods. Then we have created the mapping file to map our project class with the database table, project class properties with the table columns, and configuration file hibernate.cft.configuration file where we have loaded the database connection properties, and I have updated my database from MySQL 8 to MySQL 9. Let me open this MySQL. Use Java 11 is not there, so we have to create it. Create database Java 11. So use Java 11, right? So just have updated my database from Java 8 to MySQL 8 to MySQL 9. Then, so these are our database connection properties. This dialect and show as class true, and this is very important. HPMT detail data to update. So when you say update, it is going to use existing tables. If the table is not existing, it's going to create the table. And mapping resource where we are referring to the mapping file. In one Hibernate configuration file, we can add multiple mapping resources. And we have created one utility class like Hibernate util to get the session factory. And we have created one employee test to insert a record. Now, let us run this code. So here it's creating table and inserting. Even update is also going to create the table for us. Now open MySQL and see here, select star from employee info. So the name of the table is employee info. See, the table has been created. Now if you want to insert one more record, you can go here and you can say here 102, the name and salary. Now if you run this code, one more record will get inserted. So you can check console. So it's doing only insert operation, not creating the table again. Now check your table. Now we can find totally 2 records in our table. Now let us move to the next part today, that is CRUD operations. Now, so what is this CRUD operation? Is like C means create. Create means what? Insert command. R means read or retrieve. Select command. U means update. Update command. D means delete. Delete command. Now, so already we have seen this insert operation by using the program employee insert. Now let us go with the remaining operations today. How to get the list of records, how to update and how to delete. So for this we'll say here employee list dot java and here employee update dot java and this one employee delete dot java. And remember, create dot java files, create dot java files in com.hibernate package of src main java folder of Hibernate project. So in Hibernate project, we have to create this under src main java. Under this package, we have to create the Java files. Now let us initially go with update operation. So what is update here? if you take a particular employee, for that employee we want to change the salary or you want to change the name. So this type of operations we call it as the update operation. Let us go with this code. So let us go with today update operation. Under com.hibernate package, create a new class, employee update with main method. Now, first step is what? We have to get the session factory. How to get session factory? You can see session factory equal to, by using Hibernate util, we can get the session factory. Next step, open session. Session equal to session factory dot open session. Now begin the transaction. Transaction ts equal to session dot get transaction or begin transaction. So these are the common steps. Import the package for transaction. Now let us see the method 1 to update this. Method 1. So just create object of project class, the Java Bean class, employee emp equal to s dot get session dot get. So what is our persistent class here? Employee dot class and the primary key value. So I'm going with primary key 101. Meaning is what here? The meaning is get method means select command. So what is internal meaning? Select star from employee info. The name of the table is employee info, where employee ID equal to 101. So we are referring to this record now, where employee ID equal to 101. We are pulling out this record from our table and we are storing into this object. So that is the use of get method here. So based on primary key, this is primary key only. Based on primary key, it's going to pull out the record from this table and returns that record into this object. Now for this 101 record, we want to update this salary. Now the salary is 8,000. We want to make it 8,500. So to change that, you can say emp.set salary to 8500. That's it. Now we have to call the method s.merge, session.merge. S means session.merge and pass your updated object. That's it. Okay, so we can even use session.update and you can pass your object. So this is deprecated in Hibernate 6 version. Right? Then commit your transaction, close your session. That's it. Now see, when we run the code, see here it's selecting the record and updating the record. And if you check your table, see for this 101, the salary has been updated to what? 8,500. Clear this? Any questions? Very simple. We play with methods here. Now, let us see one more way of updating the method 2. Method 2 using HQL. HQL stands for Hibernate Query Language. HQL stands for what? Hibernate Query Language. And this is applied on model, means the class, not on table. Let me elaborate more on this. Now, how to go with HQL is, here we make use of an interface mutation query query equal to session dot create mutation query and pass the query here. Looks similar to SQL here. Update employee set salary equal to colon salary, where employee name equal to colon employee name. I'll elaborate. Now say here query dot set parameter salary. So for this, now the task is for this Ramu, this employee name, we want to update the salary to 6,500. So we'll set the salary value as 6500. Then next one, query dot set parameter emp name. What is the emp name here? Ram. So how the query will become now? See how the query will become: update employee set salary equal to colon salary. This colon salary means this one. This salary will be replaced with 6500, 6,500. Where employee name equal to colon employee name. So this colon employee name, this employee name is replaced with what? Ramu here. Okay. Then now call the method query dot execute update. That's it. Now so when we run, sir, it's doing the update operation and check your table. So for Ramu, the salary has been now updated to 6500. Right? Then what is the difference between method 1 and method 2? The difference is method 1 is based on primary key only. It's based on primary key only, whereas method 2 is our own condition. Method 2 is what? Our own condition. And what is this applied on model? Here this employee is not the table name. So actually table name is employee info. But here using employee means it's a class name. We have to use here class name and Pojo class properties names. So in our table, it's salary. See here emp underscore salary. But in the query we are using salary only. So should be related to the class details only, like Pojo class name, Pojo class property names only, not related to table. That's the meaning called as applied on model. Clear this point? Any questions? No. Let us move to the next one, delete operation. So these steps are common. Just let me copy from here. Let us go with the delete. com.hibernate and it's a new class employee delete with main method. Now, paste the code here, the common steps: getting session factoring, open session and begin transaction. Now let us see method 1 of deleting. Simple. Just to create object of your Pojo class. Just to create object of Pojo class. Now point to the object which you want to delete, primary key only. emp.set employee id 101. So now we are pointing to the record with employee id 101. Now by using session, call the method remove and pass your object. That's it. Session dot delete and pass your object. This is deprecated. Deprecated in Hibernate 6 version. Okay. Then commit your transaction, close your session. That's it. Simple. Create object of Pojo class. Point to the object which you want to delete, that is primary key value, and call the method session.remove. Now, see when we run, so it's going to select the record and deletes the record. And check our table. Now in our table, we are left out only with one record. Now, let us see one more way of deleting. Method 2. Just say here employee emp equal to, by using session object, use the method get pass your persistent class name, that is employee.class, and provide the primary key value. We have seen already in the previous code. So here it's going to pull out the record from table based on your employee ID 102. Okay. Now, once you get the record from the table based on your primary key into this object, by using session object, use the method remove and pass your object. That's it. Delete this, run the program, the record will get deleted. And if you check your table, there are no records. Now let us insert some records into table. Insert into employee info values 101, the name and salary. 102, the name and salary. 103, the name and salary. There are totally 3 records in the table. Now we want to delete the records whose salary is greater than or equal to 7,000. Whose salary is what? Greater than or equal to 7,000. Means these 2 records will get deleted. That means I want to delete multiple records. We want to delete multiple persistent objects here. That is our method 3. Method 3. What is method 3? Deleting multiple persistent objects. Now, how to go with this one is make use here selection query employee, the project class here, selection query employee, query equal to, by using session, call the method create selection query from employee where salary greater than or equal to colon salary, where salary greater than or equal to colon salary, and provide again your persistent class name employee.class. Right? Selection query. Import the package. So what you are doing from employee means select start from employee where salary greater than or equal to colon salary. Now set this parameter query dot set parameter salary. What is that we set? 7,000. So the query will become now from employee where salary greater than or equal to 7,000. So when the condition is not based on primary key, if the condition is not based on primary key, then there is a chance of getting multiple records. When you go with primary key, we get only one record, unique record. But based on this condition, not primary key means there is a chance of getting multiple records. Then how to manage multiple is like this. First of all, get the records, list, employee list. Now if you say query dot list, when there is a chance of getting multiple records, we have to use what? List method. So when you say query dot list, then based on the query, it's going to pull out the records from table and stores into this employee list. So to manage multiple, we are using list over here. Import the package java.util. Now traverse this list for employee emp colon employee list. Then from this employee list, it's going to pull out one object and stores into this emp. Remove that object here by using session, call the method remove and pass for object. That's it. So this loop will repeat for multiple times, depends on the number of employee objects present in employee list. So based on our example, 2 times, because we are having only 2 records whose salary is greater than or equal to 7,000. That's it. Now run this code. See, here it's selecting and deleting the records, and if you check your table, now we are left out only with 1 record. Clear this? How to manage, how to delete multiple records? Any questions? No. Moving to the next one, display operation, that is select command to retrieve the records from table and display on our console. So for that, let us insert the records again. So in our table, we are having totally 3 records. Now we want to read these records and display on our console. Select command. So these are common. Copy this. Right click on package and send new class. Employee list with main method. Paste the code. So for reading operation, this transaction is not required. So transaction is only for insert, update and delete only. Now, how to get the records is very simple. Selection query employee query equal to session dot create selection query. Simply say from employee employee dot class. That's it. Import the packages. Now, say here list employee list equal to query dot list. Just you call the method query dot list. Import the package for list java.util package. Now traverse this list for employee emp colon employee list. So this loop will repeat until all the records gets completed stored in this employee list. Now display the object emp. That's it. Close your session. Very simple code to get the list of records. Now so when we run, so it is displaying class name along with hash code, because whenever you print objects in SPOP, which method gets invoked implicitly? ToString method. Okay, so go to your employee class and override the ToString method. Public string ToString, where we return employee ID space employee name space then sum. That's it. Now so when we run this employee list, we get the list of records onto our console. See, right? So these are all the CRUD operations. So you have to compulsory practice all these CRUD operations. Clear? Any questions? No. So moving to the next concept here, using annotations in Hibernate. This is very, very important. We use this only more in our applications in future. So here, what is advantage of going with annotations is, when annotations are used in Hibernate, we need not create Hibernate XML mapping file. So one file will be totally reduced for us when we make use of these annotations. Okay, so we are having the annotations like @entity, @id. These two are mandatory annotations. @table, @column. Right? Now, let us understand this with the example application. Create a Pojo class. Let me say here product in com.id. Hibernate package. Any class you can take. So let us create a project class product here. Right click on com.hibernate package and say new class product. Any class. Here let us go with the properties like private, int, product ID, private string product name, then private int price. Right? Then now generate setters and getter methods. Generate. Now previously we used to create mapping file to map our class with the table. To map our class with the table. And to map our project class properties with the table columns. Now, when I use annotations, no need to create XML file. Then how to mark it as an entity class? How to mark it as a entity class is like how to map to the classes. We have to use the annotation at the rate entity. Then this will become the entity class. Then the name of the table what it is mapping is same product only. So just we have to mark it as at the rate entity. Then to mark this one as primary key, product ID as primary key at the rate ID. That's it. This is our primary key. So these are two are mandatory annotations at the rate ID and at the rate entity. Now let us suppose if the name of the table is different, you want to map to a different table, the name of the table is different, then you have to use the at the rate table annotation and say here name equal to product info, product underscore info. So now the name of the table is product info. Now we want to change the column names. For example, here I want to say at the rate column. The name of the column we want to say product underscore name. Again we want to change here also. You can say again at the rate column name equal to product price. Even for this primary key also I want to change at the rate column name equal to product underscore ID. So when you want to change the name of the columns, then we use which annotation at the rate column annotation. So when you want to change the name of the table at the rate table. So these are the annotations here. Import the packages. Right? It is from jakarta.persistence. Now once we create this project class, no need to create any mapping file. Now the next step is we have to just go to this hibernate.cfg.xml. In this configuration file, just we need to add here mapping class now, not mapping resource, mapping class. So what is the name of the class here? com.hibernate.product. That's it. Only this line we should update in our hibernate.cfg.xml file. So what is our next step? Update hibernate.cfg.xml file of src main resources folder of Hibernate project to add the following mapping class. Mapping class equal to com.hibernate.product. That's it. The next step, create a test class, product test in com.hibernate package. Product test. This we need to run. Okay. Right click on com.hibernate and say new class product test with main method. Now take the steps. Now create object of product class. Same as usual code. Product equal to new product. Then set the values product dot set PID, sorry, product ID 111, product dot set product name, something like monitor, product dot set price, some 5000. That's it. The object is ready with values. Now by using session object, call the method persist and pass for object. That's it. Commit your transaction, close your session as usual code. Now so when we run this piece of code, so it's creating table and inserting, and if you check your table, what's the name of the table? Select start from. The name of the table is now product underscore info. See here. See the column names also see got modified here. Product underscore ID, product underscore price, product underscore name here. So whenever you want to map your class with the table, we have to use this @entity to change the name of the table @table, to mark it as primary key @ID, to change column names @column. So these are the annotations here. So we'll be keep on using these annotations in the next classes also when we come to Spring Framework. Clear? Any questions? No. Moving to the next concept here, the last one, generating primary keys. We want to generate the primary keys. So in order to generate primary keys, we use the annotation @generated value annotation is used for the primary key generation. Like example, you can select this @generated value strategy equal to generation type dot identity. Generation type dot identity. So this we need to apply above the primary key. Now let us see this codes. Simple. Just let us go with the same programs. Product.java updated one. Then again we check here product test.java updated one. Now first of all, let us delete this table product info. Drop table product info. Now we have to apply the primary keys. That's the reason we are deleting this product info. Now this primary key value should get generated automatically. So to do that process, go to this product class, go to the product class. Above the primary key product ID, we have to use annotation @generated value strategy equal to generation type dot identity. That's it. So where we have to use this annotation @generated value above the primary key. Then once we have applied this automatic primary key generation, now come to this product test.java, and now I need not provide the product ID now. Product ID is not required now because this value is given automatically for us. Now run this code. So it's creating table and inserting, and if you check your table, sorry, this one, select start from product info. See the primary key has given 1 here. And if you observe your console, see here it's saying product ID integer not null auto increment. See it's saying now auto increment. So whenever we are giving the value to a record into the table, this product ID will be given automatically. So it starts from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that it continues. Check it here one more time. So product name, keyboard, product price 500. Now run this code. Now it will do only insert operation. Now check your table. See here, you can find one more record. See with the primary key value set 2 here. Check it one more time. One more. Mouse 300. Now we are not giving product ID value. Now run this code. So it's doing insert operation. Check your table. So it's going to provide C 3 here. So auto increment. This only we call automatic primary key generation, generating primary key values. So this annotation is very important. So this also we are going to use more in our applications. Clear? Any questions? Right? So please practice this compulsory. We are going to make use of this Hibernate once again when we come to Spring Framework. So from tomorrow, we are going to start off with the important framework, that is Spring. So don't miss any single class of Spring Framework. Very important one. Right. Thank you all.